What's going on, guys? It's Arik here, and welcome back to Hades. Last time, I was just a complete dumbass who had no idea what the hell he was doing, but this time I brought two pros with me. A lot of you on my channel will know my buddy Zeta,
Heyo.
and also some of you might know me from Donslot streams.
Good morning.
All right, so first things first, I chose the Aegis of Chaos because I'm gonna Captain America this shit.
Well, it
So,
also has the dark buff, which is very good early on because gets you more points for upgrades.
well, I don't know how to get the dark buff, so.
You already
Well,
have it equipped. So what
yeah,
happens is whenever you have the
Oh, is that
darkness
is that
aura.
what that thing is on the side there?
Yep. So anytime that you have any weapons that glow with the darkness aura, it's going to give you bonus darkness anytime that you do any runs. So time that you receive any darkness, whether it's clearing a room, any treasure troves, things like that, you're going to get an additional bonus anytime that you obtain any, which will allow you to upgrade your abilities through the mirror in your room.
you can always tell which one has the darkness buff by that purple glow like the shadow of it has right now, and it randomly picks a weapon before every run. Tries to it's a way for them to both give you more darkness and promote you trying different weapons and having some variety.
Oh, okay, so that's why it was glowing that way.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to try to do a run here. I'm hoping to at least record for an hour, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Hey, is that Ares?
That is Ares.
This one was bound to show up, I guess. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Oh, this is your first time encountering.
Ares has a lot of melee focus boons, basically creating blade rifts to do AoE damage if possible, or just buffing how much damage you do whenever you afflict them with his status effect.
Which is Doom. Doom is actually a good one, I think, personally, for the shield throw, because the shield throw itself doesn't do a lot of damage, but Doom just is like, okay, everybody hit by it gets hit with bulk damage.
So grab Curse of Pain then?
Well, it's either you want the Doom effect or you want some form of Blade Rift right now.
The thing about this too, when you want to think about, is how much you want to focus on the weapon. If you know that you're going to be dashing a lot with a certain weapon, you're going to want to prioritize that. But if you know that you're going to be using the special more, that's what you want to make sure that you prioritize. So, say if you want to be able to shield throw with it, that will affect that status effect. But if you know that you're going to be dashing, which with the shields, you don't necessarily need to because of its charge, but it is still nice to have the blade rift in case you want to, if you have enemies that charge you, that will also do some damage over time because the blade rift does damage for a couple of seconds.
All right, well, I know I'm going to be throwing it all, so I think I might choose Curse of Pain for this one.
Yep.
Kill or be killed.
And you can test it up ahead as usual. Yep. As you noticed, when you hit them, it had a little sword up here above their head.
Yeah.
After a few seconds, it inflicts Doom.
The prince delves back into the underworld, its ever-shifting chambers realign to frustrate his attempts to perhaps map it out.
Built to ensure no one gets out. We'll see about that.
I always try to strike the pots just in case they have anything in them.
You'll notice that like the gold ones will always have gold, and then sometimes you'll get lucky with other items depending on how far you progress in regards to your upgrades and things like that too. So with the shield, you have a couple of neat parties with it. You of course have the throw, which can ricochet. You have the standard attack, which is just a close counter shield bash, and then you have its hold attack, which is its charge. The charge helps you deflect any projectiles as well. Also blocks it from anything. And if you are running the shield with like anything that has to do from like areas or anything like that, you get like reflective properties and other things as well.
Nice.
My personal
can-
suggestion here, take the hammer. The
Yes.
hammer always gives you a modification to your normal moveset, which, with how rarely it pops
What's
up,
this over here?
That gives you additional boons from whatever goddess or god or goddess that you've already encountered.
Yep. The hammer, however, so rarely pops up that it's generally the one you want to pick anytime it pops up.
Yeah. One allows you to level up the boon to make it stronger, where the other one just changes some of its properties, essentially.
Uh-oh, that was an explosion.
Yep.
So, another thing too to watch out for if you are in certain areas that have any sort of platforms, make sure you are not sitting in them, because they do have debris that does fall down on you that can cause damage. Something you always want to be considerate with, especially if you're running like chaos boons at all whenever you encounter those.
During your dash, your special is faster and deals 200% damage.
So basically, you're gonna have
Is that the throw?
that is your if you use your special while dashing, it'll do 200% more, which is around triple the amount of damage that you're gonna be running. Your bull rush is your charge attack. It then does a little bit more damage with the piercing, and then the block gives you a damage buff for 10 seconds, 20% damage.
And that's also whenever when I'm using bull rush, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to use this because dashing and doing the charge shot will probably be a lot easier for me.
Yep.
So basically this.
Yep. Like, getting the hang of dashing and then using attack can be kind of tricky.
Oh, shit.
Especially with some of the later weapons, which kind of rely on it. Looking at the secret aspect for the fist as a big example. But once you get the hang of it, it allows you to be really offensive, but also keep your mobility going.
Okay, and so here's this key that will allow me to help unlock the spear next.
Yep. They also unlock more things for your dark mirror as well.
Yep. Like more buffs
Yep.
and such.
And then those with the darkness points, you could then gain more upgrades to them. Like you'll be able to unlock the ability to get more depth defiances, and with your darkness points, you'll just grow more depth defiances as you level up with darkness points.
And when you get high enough, you'll also be able to do things like re-roll the selection of boons you can pick from.
Yep.
And this
You
is
can
kind
even
of making
change
me
rooms
wish
too
this
at a
was
certain point.
This is kind of making me wish this was a multiplayer game.
I am secretly hoping the sequel has a multiplayer mode where one person plays as, I'm trying to blank on her name, but the new character, and the other plays as Zagreus.
Wait a minute. Is that Zeus?
Yes.
Yes, that is Zeus.
So the next room offers a Zeus spoon then. Oh shit.
And you don't have to play anybody. This
Oh,
allows you to heal too, so if you had taken any damage of some sort, this would allow you to heal.
yep, this is basically a freebie room.
Yep. You don't get these often, so it's
Like-
always a good thing to run into these. The
Like-
fountain
like
right
he's-
there is the one that heals you.
Like he said, this was the fountain room that he must have commissioned.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing like everyone in the underworld must have commissioned one room for the labyrinth or something.
Actually, there was the builder back at the House of Hades.
Oh,
The
so
gems
I
you-
must have been the one that commissioned this then.
Yep. They're able to give you various rooms or upgrades and things, change things for future runs.
I've no more need of it, of course, but how you found it, you shall have to tell me once you're here.
So yeah, what Zeus said there, he used this shield previously to fight the Titans.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Shield of Chaos. Your call, your dash.
So
Well,
with
since-
Zeus,
Since I'm sorry, Austin, but since I'm using the dash to increase the power of my throw, the Thunder Dash would probably be best. It would probably be one of the better ones for me right now.
You could do that as well, or you can gain yourself a call, which will allow you to then do some extra damage and have different attacks for whenever you're fighting bosses, especially if you're fighting one of the Furies on this level, since you're on the first level. Um, your calls, I don't know if you've been able to activate those, but those are essentially just like your super mode, like your awakening mode, that each each god or goddess has a different form of calls that do different effects. Um, and then you fill it up with every god gauge, and you have an advanced call every time you pull it to max, which is about 4 bars. Um, they're really good at, during certain boss fights because some will also allow you to be impervious to damage depending on how far it is upgraded or depending on which one you also gain.
And then
I don't
some are
think
just
I've gotten a call yet, unless this actually gives me a call.
that does.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get a call. Why not? Let's unlock a super mode first.
Yep.
Another
And
You'll
thing
know-
too, just
I
to
haven't
kind of give
taken
this
any
a
damage, so
yeah, that's fine. Another thing too that you want to think of, go ahead and examine that. It's probably a fish. If you start doing stuff that you have not unlocked yet, you'll also fulfill future prophecies, which will allow you to gain more rewards.
Not a moment too soon.
Also, this room won't let you leave unless you use the fountain.
Yeah.
that's why those two are. Now, do I eventually get more of these?
You can. It's all RNG based, whether or not you run into a fountain.
Okay, well, no, I mean these.
Oh, the casts?
Yes. You can upgrade. I think the maximum is 3.
Okay, reason I was asking is because I haven't really seen any upgrade for it yet. But then again, I'm like 3 runs or 4 runs into this, I think. So
You'll unlock it with more upgrades to the mirror.
Yep.
okay,
So you can either get gems or darkness. Though, note the skull on the gems, which means it's a harder encounter.
Yep.
let's get more darkness because I have a buff for that. Probably would have given me like 10 darkness or something like that, but
Well, any extra darkness right now is good.
I think like as early as you are, I'm still thinking it's like either 10 or 20%. It really all depends. The thing about the shield too is that with how early you are and how new it is that you are to experiencing how the game works, it is a really good one to kind of just sit back and kind of be a little bit more safe with how you play.
hey, Poseidon.
Yep.
I think
You
he was
don't have-
I think he was the first god that contacted me.
And you don't have much money to go for the shop, so Poseidon would probably be your best bet.
Yeah, gain some more boons and stuff like that. But first,
I forget if he's given you the fishing rod yet.
not that I'm aware of. I recovered 2 health.
More numbskulls?
Ouch. I was hoping to I didn't hit the dash button in time. Why do I feel like it's not giving me the 200% damage bonus?
It's tricky to get the timing down.
Okay, at least
What?
try, but yeah.
So, nephew, my honored brother Zeus already has endowed you with his thunderous might. Well, you shall soon forget about all that after a taste of this.
He has a
What's he
pretty
doing?
good call himself.
He is my favorite of what we'll call besides
Oh.
Dionysus.
I personally like Artemis's call the most because it's just like, here is a bulk bit of damage right there.
Yep.
I wonder which one of these I should take.
All of them are actually pretty decent.
favorites are just Dionysus, Poseidon's, and then Ares has a decent one, but I don't get it that much. Lady Demeter, you'll get later. She has an amazing call too.
Oh yeah.
Lady Demeter is like has some of my favorite boons to ever get, and like the effects that she leaves is just probably some of the best ways to kind of get yourself some clears whenever it comes to the later runs that you do.
Yeah. Artemis is not Artemis. Athena's are also pretty good for getting early clears, especially the dash. Like Athena's dash.
Yeah, the dash and reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she has like a lot of shield based like stuff that allows you to do whatever. Ares is just a lot of attacks. I got it mixed up earlier because they both start with A, so I'm all like, fuck, I keep getting them mixed up.
They got 3 characters in this that have A's in their names. Oh,
Is that Artemis?
Here's Artemis. Yep.
Yep. However, she has a skull with an up arrow, which means you'd be fighting a mini boss.
Yeah, you either have a boss, or you can go for another boon, or you can go for a health upgrade to your current HP.
Generally, mini boss acquired boons have better odds than non-mini boss ones. But again, you'd be fighting a mini boss.
And this is the first 4 ones aren't too terribly bad though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for it. Why not? Artemis is so far one of my favorite gods. So.
Let's go, lads.
All right. So just.
Oh God, not these guys again! I hate these son of bitches.
Just keep on the move. They throw to where you are, not where you're going.
Yeah, dash attacks are usually the best way for this particular boss. If you were fighting like the stone one that has like the raise, you'd like clear it out no problem.
Oh, you have a level of your call.
Yep. So you can either use it now or you can
Which
save
button?
it for
Which
later.
button?
For
Right bumper, I think. If I recall. Yep. So that would strike anything near you.
there you go.
Oh, I've never beaten them before. They've always kicked my ass. All right, Artemis, what you got here?
Live and learn situation.
See, you blundered headlong into danger for the past 6 chambers or more, and you made such a racket I could almost hear it from Olympus. I have to say your hunting skills are rather unconventional.
She's not a people person.
Well, no, of course not. Deadly
All right,
strike,
so-
tree shot, or pressure points.
So you can either make your spells homing, you can give yourself a stronger physical attack, but that's really it. Or you can make it so every single attack has a chance to triple in damage.
In my opinion, I would go with Deadly Strike. It's the most, it'll be the most use to you in this sort of situation.
Yeah.
Let's hunt some dead.
Key.
Another key.
Uh-oh.
Nobody gets out of here.
Dad said,
whether
"Hold
alive
up."
or dead.
Alright, so when that happens, you just have to survive. Obviously, kill things to get money and such, but this is less about,
Don't get hit.
yeah.
The fact is that you have the shield, a lot of projectiles you can just block too with your throw, so.
Yeah, honestly, if you wanted it to be just cheesy, you could find a corner and stand there with your shield and win this room, but then you wouldn't get much money from it.
But I think I'm trying to dodge as much as possible.
Doing too bad, so that's good.
Yeah, there was a lot of projectiles on the screen.
Because there's too many of those stupid guys.
You didn't do too bad for how much you did get hit, but you only lost a little bit of health.
Yeah.
There you go.
So basically, that was just Dad being an asshole.
He
Pretty much.
said, "Go back home," and you're like, "Nah, screw that."
Oh no.
Yeah.
They throw landmines, so anytime that you get near them, they're gonna throw an AOE effect. Just keep on the move.
Yeah.
The other thing too, if you have enemies near pillars and such, and they are near spikes, you can't trigger that to damage enemies. You do have to time it properly, or else you will damage yourself.
Yep. All right.
A gift.
And this will level up one of the boons you already have.
So you can either make your Doom stronger, your main attack stronger, or your dash stronger.
I've been using my Doom quite a bit because it triggers with my shield throw, so it's been most useful.
Before you go to the doors, look to that purple pool. This is a Well of Charon. Basically, it's a cheaper item shop.
Yeah.
Gives you usually buffs or an instant heal for a lot less cash than the main shop.
Some temporary buffs that allow you to go through several encounters, which is the number of rooms. So usually we'll have a number on them once you obtain them, and they'll give you a special effect for how long that encounter length is for that. So like say one of the items is going to give you an enhanced damage to your dash attack for 6 encounters. For the next 6 rooms, you're going to have an additional damage on it.
Yep. Like the Chimera Jerky there, buffs your special for 6 rooms.
Yep.
Well, I think first I'm going to grab the life, obviously.
Understandable.
And I could probably actually afford both of these.
You can, yeah.
And I don't keep the gold before when I go back. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, because it says they're all gold returned to Charon. All sales are final.
Yeah, any gold that you get during a run is not kept. Only stuff like diamonds, jewels, and like ambrosia, things like that. The only thing that's not kept is gold.
What did I get there?
You got Hydrolite.
So you can do your pause menu, and then you can see what items you have, and it'll tell you what.
The other pause.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. Oh, there we are.
There you go.
Oh, so you get
10%.
Yep, and you'll get 10% of your max life back every time you enter a room.
Yep. So the next 3 chambers, you're going to be receiving 75%. So it should be about 8 or 9 HP, give or take. That's just math off the top of my head. I don't know if that's the exact percentage, but don't quote me on that.
That's about right. So I did note there was another special room for your selection there. There's the money room there, but the other one is important. Note it's got 2 boon symbols. Going in that room can get you 2 boons. However, whichever one you pick, you'll piss off the other god, and the other god will try to kill you while you're fighting the mobs. Usually, basically by some form of special attack of theirs.
Yep. So each enemy that you, depending on what boon you take first, the then following god will test you with a couple of enemies that sometimes have special traits, depending on what their boons entail. And after you defeat that challenge, you'll then get the other one. They'll forgive you and then give you a boon of theirs as well. So it's a double reward, but you run the risk of taking some extra damage if you're not careful with doing whatever.
And what about this? Is that just gold?
That's just a gold reward for clearing the room.
Well, I am going to be recovering more HP, so if I do happen to lose a little bit more, it shouldn't really hurt me too badly.
Right.
I'm going to try to go for a double. Yeah, I've never been this far before, so...
High risk, high reward is always... It can be a very rewarding thing.
That's kind of like the bread and butter of roguelike, so...
So choose wisely which one you want first. Because you'll be dealing with effects based on the other for the fight.
Well, I've never done this before, so I have no idea who to... I mean,
you're running shield, do Poseidon first. That way, if there's any ranged attacks that Artemis tries to throw at you, you can just block it with the shield, making it a little easier on you.
Yep.
All right.
Well chosen, little Hades.
So, honestly, I like Hydraulic Might is nice, but personally here I would have taken Sunken. I would take Sunken Treasure just because I don't use my Poseidon's cast as much.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice to be able to have all that.
Standing, Zacharias. But this wouldn't be the first time I was wrong about someone.
All right.
So just pick all that stuff up real quick, and then... Hey, you got some nectar. That's nice.
Yeah, I'll give it to Skelly when we're done here.
Yep. So watch out for those AoEs on the ground. That's Artemis trying to kill you.
Just keep on moving.
You can't touch me. You can't.
There you
That was it.
See?
Damn, that was quick.
You did damage list.
All right, I'm going to forgive you now, I guess. No need to beg. You just think twice next time, okay?
Hey, Hunter's Mark. I didn't know we were playing D&D, damn it.
So yeah, Hunter's Mark, every time your main attack would crit, you would mark them and they would make it so every crit has a higher chance of happening, if I recall correctly.
Almost like normal Hunter's Mark, in a sense.
Yep.
And then, of course, there's making my criticals deal more damage to armor.
Yep.
But you know what?
That's good for the ones with the double health bar.
And I think I probably will take Hunter's Mark just because it gives me a greater chance to deal even more damage because I already have a 3% chance.
Alright,
In the bag?
that's the shop. Otherwise, I think the other room has... Yeah, the other room has...
Yeah,
AC.
you have Karen's shop, or you can do an HP upgrade. Which, Karen, you can also possibly buy HP upgrades as well. And you have 200 gold, so I would say since you're kind of a little bit far along the first section, you should be rearing near the end. So you have the opportunity of buying... Yep. You either have the upgrade one, some darkness, or an Artemis boon.
What happens if I gift him?
Karen gives you a item that allows you to reduce. If I'm right, it reduces the cost of some things in the shop if it's upgraded well enough.
Would you suggest that I keep my gift first?
No, Charon's wasn't that. Charon's was his money pouch, which allows you to start a run with extra money. If I recall.
You're right. Yep. It's if you beat him, you get the membership card, which gives you cut down prices.
So, yeah.
But Karen is a hard boss. I would recommend fighting him. I would say get a couple clears first before you think about fighting him.
Okay, so this here, that's the power up for a boon. That is, I think that's a super boon, isn't it?
That's just another Artemis. That's just an Artemis boon.
Yeah. You either have an additional boon from Artemis, or you can level up a current existing one that you have.
Either option.
I think I'm going to buy her boon and get the darkness here because that's a 30 darkness there.
Yeah,
good idea.
And unfortunately, it looks like I'm facing a boss in the next room.
Yeah. Yep. So that you'd be fighting one of the Furies, which is the first boss of the actual run. I think you'll probably be fighting Megara, and then you'll be fighting her sisters after you beat her at least once.
So support fire is interesting. It basically every single action you take for offense, either attack, special, or cast, you fire an arrow out that seeks a target. It's not a lot of damage from it, but it adds up, especially if you're fast attacking.
Yep.
Well, at the moment, I think I'm probably going to take Hidebreaker. Because for True Shot, I have to cast a lot, and I'm not really using my cast too much.
You only cast 2, so unless you're actively going to be fetching it after doing damage, I would recommend not doing it. Although the critical effects to armor is okay, since you're fighting a boss, you're not going to need it right now because they just have a elongated health bar. So support fire would probably be your best option right now.
And
I'll make every strike count.
And then, of course,
should help keep me going.
And then don't forget to just talk to Charon.
Same, bro. Same.
Fine day to you as well, there, mate. Now let's have a look at your supplies, shall we?
All right.
You know what he sounds like. You know what he sounds like, Austin.
Hmm.
He sounds like you when you're about to go to work.
Yeah,
Just
that's just what. I was like, oh. Me when I was working night shift, that was just basically the sound I make when I had to get out of bed.
all right.
Boss
Let's see
time.
who this is.
Well,
Yeah, it's big.
It's Megara.
Halt, Zagreus. Not one step further.
come on, Megan. Haven't we had more?
You sleep with her later.
Someplace else.
They're also exes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good lord.
And then that's also when you find out when you do sleep with her again that Zagreus is bisexual.
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way.
I mean, come on. She should have known.
A man after my own heart.
Yeah, come on. Seriously, Megara. You know this guy. You've slept with him. You know he would choose the painful way. Just get it started.
So Megara isn't too bad, but she's definitely a step up in difficulty compared to the other enemies you've been facing.
Honestly, the easiest fury is like Tisiphone, in my opinion. But you won't fight her for after you beat Megara a couple of times, I think. You have to beat the Furious each like once, and then they just rotate randomly.
Yeah.
Alright, in this sort of situation, this is where you can like also sit idle and then wait to charge. Because as long as she's not throwing any AoEs down from above, you can block all of those attacks.
You do have your call.
I see
as
that.
well.
But I'm hoping that I might be able to get a max call. Doesn't look like I'll be able to get a max call. So
Yeah, make sure you're close to her with it because it does have a range.
damn.
We should be able to do it just fine. She's almost dead.
Yep. Yep.
If you call one more time, we should be good. There you go.
There we go. First boss down.
Damn,
That's one
I've never even reached her before. Now what the hell is this?
Titan's Blood. So Titan's Blood either allows you to unlock more forms of different weapons, or allows you to unlock other weapons.
Yep.
There's
So definitely don't
there's
forget to
more
grab
forms?
Yeah, so
Yep.
Each weapon that you get, any of the arms of Hades, they also have different weapon forms that allow you like the arms of different gods. So like you can get Athena's shield as rather than using the shield that you're currently using, you can get the
Zeus's
spirit one. Yeah, and then once you also unlock the spear, you can also unlock Hades' spear himself, which is the weapon that he uses against you. And then you can get a couple other weapons that require Titan's Blood to also unlock and gain different abilities as well for each weapon that affects their unique attacks. Like some weapons have different unique specials and things like that, or like different like standard attacks. So.
Using
So
Zeus's shield as
when she rushed me that last time and I was charging up my shield, did that block her attack too?
No. So, like, if it's a physical attack that charges you, something that's not going to. It's the shield deflects projectiles.
Okay, I think I might have done something though when that happened because it did like a red flash when I hit her. I might have been like some sort of weird counter thing or some shit. I still took damage, but
Yeah.
To use an example, though, of what Austin was saying earlier, with Zeus's shield, as an example, instead of it doing the Captain America thing, you throw out the shield and it just slowly moves forward, becoming a damage field.
Yep.
nice.
That's my preferred shield, to be honest.
Yep. So those will stay locked till you grab the fountain.
Okay.
All right. You already know what a Well of Charon is. The red thing, however, allows you to sell any boons you have that it picks from to get some gold back. So if you get a boon you don't like and need the gold, just sell it.
None other than those
Yep.
in the trusted inner circle of Lord Hades are authorized to enter the intricate chambers connecting the vast regions of the underworld. But the prince decides to barge in anyway.
I barge where I please.
He's such a little shit, and I love it.
Yep.
Eye of Lamia.
So enemies have a higher chance of dropping healing items.
Not bad. And that's gaining 1 for a cast for the encounters.
Sadly, you don't have enough for it.
At this point, you can kind of skip through most of these, so...
Yeah.
You don't think I really need the Eye of Lamia right now? I mean, I have 55
No.
health, so...
I mean, yeah, you still have more than half your health right now, so it shouldn't be too worrisome.
I think you still have 1 heal left too from the other thing.
Going up.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So was it like every 3 levels or something? I face one of the Furies or something.
The Fury is the boss for every time you clear out the first floor, and then the second floor, of course, being where you are now.
The plains of Asphodel are now engulfed in scintillating.
All Asphodel bosses are going to be a form of the Bone Hydra, and then the next area, Elysium, is always going to be a boss fight against what's his face, the Minotaur, and Asterius the Minotaur, and what's his fucking face.
I draw a blank on his name too. But don't stand in lava. Don't stand in lava. That actually hurts. Yeah.
There we go. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was trying to go diagonal into the boat, but it wouldn't let me. So that's why that happened.
Yeah, you'll run into so you'll run into the Minotaur Asterius, and then you'll fight Theseus alongside with him. You'll also, if I'm right, once you get to Elysium, it's also like the higher chances when you run into Thanatos, which his challenges are just to kill more enemies than him, and then he gives you rewards. You also run into Patroclus, who is the lover of fucking
Achilles.
Yeah, Achilles. And
they do be gay.
They do be gay. He also will refill all of your death defiances if you get to that point, which is super useful because Theseus is a fucking asshole.
Yeah, Theseus is the fucking wall in this game.
He basically is like, oh, you thought the other 2 bosses were hard. I'm going to have my own call once I drop down to less than half my health. And it's like, great.
Oh! You can get a Hermes boon this time.
I was going to say, was that a Hermes buff I saw over there?
Yep.
Yep.
He has a lot of things to do with your movement and action speed, which is really good. Definitely recommend.
So, yeah, I was about to say probably I want to take Mercury or Hermes or whatever the hell he wants to call himself in this.
Hermes is fun, but also an asshole later on when you're going for completion. He's just like, hey, you want the true ending? Okay, beat Charon twice.
There you go.
This mark, almost like a batwing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Hey, boss. Found you. Good. Hermes, at your service. Pleasure. You are the talk of Olympus. Normally I wouldn't get mixed up, but for you, I'll be making an exception. Now, come on. We've both got places to be.
So you can either get a faster special, The cast rapid fire suggestion thing isn't really that good for you right now.
Yeah, because I've only got one.
Or you could have your gauge automatically charge over time.
Which allows you to also gain your enhanced call a lot more than you normally would.
Yep.
Well, I've been using my special a hell of a lot, but I mean the god gauge thing definitely came in handy against Megara.
Yep.
Handy, especially Zeus's with the Bone Hydra, because you have to fight multiple hits.
So you got Artemis or Poseidon?
These two just seem to be arguing over me today.
They like you a lot.
Oh, which one should I do? I mean, Poseidon sometimes offers, buffs to or it provides extra treasure. Artemis has been doing pretty good with it for me offensively, at least.
You've gotten a lot of Artemis boons and only a couple Poseidon ones.
You know what? I think I'll go with Artemis. I'll do an Artemis build, I guess. Let's see what's going on here.
Damn you.
One of my favorite builds used in Artemis actually involves the gun you can get later.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this one basically requires you to dash across the field, doesn't it?
Yep. If you dash across, you won't take damage.
And of course, I have the arrows going out because I got that boon.
Yep. Oh, a note, since you are using both the shield and have the Poseidon dash, which can knock back. If enemies get knocked back into the lava, they will end up burning because they get damaged by it too.
And I had to take the boon in order to unlock Charon's the Charon shop there.
Yep.
Oh,
now,
I can give her a gift, but again, I'm saving that one for Skelly. So.
Yeah, good idea.
In the name of Hades.
But except for Hermes, all the gifts that you can get from the gods guarantee that you'll get at least one of their boons and give you a better chance of rares on theirs.
Yeah, but then you'll also be known on the right-hand side where it shows like what the triggers are for certain effects and whatnot, whether or not it also fulfills a prophecy, which is what also gives you those extra rewards too.
Yep. You sadly don't have the prophecy yet, but once you do, that's definitely a thing to try to go for.
Okay.
You'll be also notified when those happen too, like as it's like a pop-up.
For dealing criticals and stuff, I should probably do that because it'll increase my gauge.
Yep.
Let's see what I got here. I have Lamia again. I'm low on health, so I might just buy that to try to help out with that.
Yeah.
Ethernet actually seems pretty good for its price, to be honest. But and the Aris Band, honestly, I could get all three of them, and the Aris Bangle does look like it would probably help out a lot too. Just because I deal extra damage to undamaged foes.
Keep in mind, though, that one of the two options is a shop for your next room. Though you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, one is money and the other one's a shop. You know what? No, I'm going to take a chance with the shop. See how the shop fares.
They also sometimes can just be a free room to kind of give yourself a break too, if it's not something that you don't want to go through.
So
they have darkness or a upgrade to an existing boon.
And then my next room is going to be a mini boss room. It looks like, or just a harder room.
Yeah, harder encounter probably.
So you
I can't get the boon.
That's fine.
You can get one or the other because you're literally one coin short.
I can either power
say
up a boon
upgrade
or the upgrade here.
Yeah, I would say upgrade.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
Ooh, I can level up my call.
Yep. So it would do more damage.
Support fire, that's not bad either. But this has been coming in handy. This has a couple of times too because my dash knocks them away, so. But I think I'm going to do the call because, I mean, come on. When is leveling up your ultimate not good?
The searing flame and ashes of the river Faron mean nothing to the ferryman Charon, who travels all the waters of the underworld bearing the dead, the damned, and all their fineries.
I do enjoy dead people's fineries.
I hate my job.
Yep.
He really just
So-
sounds like an idiot.
He doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
He's antisocial.
Generally, most NPCs will only want to talk to you once per run, except Hermes, because Hermes is a chatterbox. The Medusa.
Medusa.
Oh, and the Stomp. Watch the shadows.
Yep.
So it's a wall master.
Pretty much.
Yep. But instead of dragging you, it'll probably kill you.
Yeah. Think like a Womp from Mario.
Skip
Oh.
walk. There you go.
There you go. That ricochet is coming in real handy. Alright, the Medusa's dead. You'll have to let him come down to be able to damage him.
Yeah, sometimes dashing past it will allow you to kind of do some damage by getting him to trigger to fall down, which is nice.
Alright. So you defeated the mini-boss.
It's fun time!
What does Poseidon have?
Olympus, I accept this message.
He's like, I want to get even more wet.
Oh! So you can get even more random items.
Which can also heal you too.
Yep.
Cast knocks them away, but I'm not using my cast. Razor shoals, all my boons. My boons would knock away. Also affects also rupture foes.
Yep. So anytime that they move after you knock them away with your dash, they're going to be taking damage for 3 seconds.
Yep.
Damn, that's not bad.
I didn't know you could take the Sunken Treasure boon more than once a run.
Oh yeah, any god that gives you a item drop, it will give you more than one during the run if you are favoring it. Especially if you have it to where like you get a lot of rares, like if you have the increased chance, you can get that. Like I've gotten it 3 times in one run.
I suppose I don't do Poseidon runs enough to see that really.
Oh, I did get.
I don't pick them up that much because by the time I get those, they're not useful to me, and I always end up picking like epic bones.
By the way, everyone who's viewing, I also want to point out that if I don't that if within the next 10 minutes I don't die, I will on purposely die, which I know is not usually a good thing. But also, I want to have these guys I want to have these two give me their opinions on upgrades and stuff for the actual House of Hades.
Right.
And there's another gift.
Yep. So you'd be able to give the nectar you have to someone else if you clear this room.
Well, I did get healed from that, so it was a good thing that I took the Sunken Treasure that time.
Yep.
Trying to get the dash down right.
You do have a god gauge.
There you go.
Nice.
Nectar. Alright.
Upgrade or shop.
And the thing is, the shop could have an upgrade anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Shop. Screw it. I have 190.
Shops also have a chance of giving you fountains to heal health sometimes too.
Yep.
That's even better.
Yep. It's also free room to skip enemies and such. Okay, so that little slice thing there,
Mm-hmm.
That does also increase the level of a boon. However, unlike the pomegranate, the full one, you don't get to pick.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
sorry about that,
random.
Karen. You know,
You have enough to get.
I think I'm going to pick Poseidon and take the darkness, because as early as I am in the game, it'd probably be better for me to just focus on darkness rather than just random chance of a power up.
Yep.
Thank you, mate.
Another 30. Alright. So Poseidon's cast, which, if I remember correctly, turns it into basically a shotgun to push away.
That wouldn't be too bad, to be honest, if it was a shotgun.
No, wait, the shotgun one is Aphrodite. That's right.
Yeah.
If you deal more damage when slamming foes into barriers. But I haven't really done that much lately. You know what? I think I'll do Razor Shoals because with my dash I do the knockaway immediately once I land, which will cause everyone around me to start taking rupture damage immediately. So.
Yep.
A diamond?
All right.
Yep. So this is going to be the boss room. Make sure you do the examine as well. This is going to be the Hydra boss. This is your first run of the Bone Hydra. So go ahead and do the examine on the that item right there. Yep.
The flaming river Phlegethon to gain this vantage point. Relentless Zagreus must now confront a foe of unimaginable savagery who lies ahead, awaiting patiently its time to strike.
Way to spoil the surprise, old man.
So who's the one giving him these hints?
So it's never outright said, but it's believed. I think it's believed to be Homer, the philosopher. Yeah, from Greek, but like was he a philosopher?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
So well, he does call him old man, but again, that could potentially mean it could be one of Zeus's freaking old man guises that he takes to screw women. So, all right, let's see what I can do, this, guys.
Hello?
Little guy.
Yep. So Bone Hydra is not too bad. He takes a good bit of damage.
After you do a certain point of damage, he is gonna put a shield on his main head. After that, he's gonna summon 4 other heads that you're gonna have to kill first. That's when the call that you have comes into a better play. So once it gets to about almost quarter to a halfway's way through, like now, it's gonna summon the Hydra heads. They all have armor, and they're all going to be attacking you at once. The best thing about this boss, my opinion, focus on a good vantage point where you can steadily move, but also take out 2 heads at once. Solely because if you do so and if you're staying on like a pattern to where you can move and you can clear out heads as quick as possible, then you can get to an easier point of killing the Hydra itself a lot faster and not having to deal with any other shenanigans. And anytime that he's not stomping his head, my recommendation, just get up and smack him. And just keep dashing. And like, dash strikes are always a good thing for this particular part of the boss, just because the fact that unless he's doing his AoE before he does his shield, it's like the quickest way of getting his health down. Keep on moving and then try to focus on 2 heads at once. As long as you're dashing quick enough, you should be good.
Got another call. Going down.
Damn.
Ah.
Yeah, I already did my death, my one death defy already. Because I got it from the mirror.
You did pretty good on the Hydra, though.
Get that Hydra.
Got him down to 1/3 of his health.
All right. Well, like I said, guys, I wanted to at least make sure that I got to this point. Talk to everybody, obviously.
You've been pretty quiet, keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there. But it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Glad to keep things interesting.
Okay, there he was referring to Meg.
Oh yeah, because Meg technically can't die in the underworld.
Yep.
Technically, nobody can unless Hades decides to say, nah.
Globule of ancient blood which formed after I fought with Megara. Is this really the Titan's blood I found?
As far as I know, yes, lad, that it is. Though whose exactly, I'm not so sure. You'd best hang on to it and keep it safe. Your weapons, they shall thirst for it and drink it up. Not yet, perhaps, but soon.
Well, I wasn't about to drink it.
Now, what are these things? Are these things going to be stuff that I can do later, or what?
Yeah, but yeah, they're just decorations for right now, but they sort of hint at some other things later. Like that tree right there is supposed to be like a hint that you'll be running into Demeter at some point.
Oh.
She's one of the later ones. If I'm right,
Look at the goodest boy.
Until like the end of like one run.
So
Look at
always
the goodest boy.
Always pet the goodest boy.
Hey boy, just me again. Here to report it's pretty dangerous out there even without you on guard duty all the time.
The venerable hound of hell barely acknowledges the softly spoken prince's platitude, knowing full well the underworld is not as vigilantly guarded as in ages past.
Good dear old daddy dearest.
Why, I can scarce believe my eyes. Is that you, boy? Cerberus, look who it is. He's back.
Ass.
Fucking
Cerberus
sarcasm.
looks mournfully toward the prince.
No need to drag the dog into this, father.
Anything you say to me, you say in front of Cerberus. You might even learn a thing or two from him of listening and of obedience.
Yeah, this guy I unlocked like my third run or whatever.
So, go to renovate. So, work orders is definitely the ones you want to start with because most everything else is cosmetic.
Yeah, you see, I did do I think that was like the one that I think it was like a 0 cost or something that I did for this one, I think, or something. But
yeah.
Now the question is,
my suggestion for right now, do the ones that make the Fate's prophecies come to pass. That way you can gain rewards for your prophecies.
This one here?
That one.
And then after that one, I would say do the swapping. Since you have two of the nectars, you have the chance of getting 2 items, depending on who you give it to. Skelly will give you his Death Defiance one, and then you can give one to like Achilles, Nyx, or any of the other NPCs that you interact with in the House of Hades. They will give you items, and if you choose the option get the option to switch those artifacts between each floor, then that means you can use like the different effects for in case you already used one up, because artifacts, if they have like a one-time use, they will only be used at once unless it's like refilled with like a certain something within the run that allows it to.
Yep. So like you can kind of customize your run a bit, if you will, by you switching various god artifacts between each floor.
If you give one to a god, it'll give you a chance of getting upgraded boons, like their epic boons and things like that. If you give it to some of the NPCs like Medusa, Nyx, things like that, you get items from them. They give you special effects that allow you to help make the run a little bit easier on you. Like for Skelly's, like we mentioned, it gives you an extra Death Defiance. Nyx, I believe, also allows you to get more, has something to do with the darkness. I don't know off the top of my head, but it helps with that. And then there is another, I think you already have the one for Cerberus, which is the increased health.
Yes, the collar.
Yep.
Oh, so that chubby shade there? He's the Infernal Broker. Basically, what you can do with him is you can trade resources for other resources. For example, you can spend 10 gems to get 1 key.
Well, I got 2 keys right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll also get more to swap as you complete more floors within the underworld, which will allow you to be able to do work orders, upgrade weapons with Titan's Blood, and other things like that as well.
Yeah, I
But
gotta wonder where the hell Nyx went to.
Sometimes she leaves, she'll be back. But as Austin suggested, I would get the keepsake thing from the renovations.
Yep, so go ahead and talk to the shade for the... Yep. Then do the one that's Keepsake Collection Regional.
Yeah,
There you go.
Chambers of the underworld ought to be a little livelier with this.
Now, if you end up using a Keepsake and it uses its use already, you can swap for another one if you clear up another section.
Yep.
Okay. Gets rid of the huge clumps of fur shed by Cerberus. What the hell?
So
That's the cosmetic stuff.
Yep, like fixing up the lounge and such. You'll note how there's claw marks and such on the walls and such. Cerberus kind of tore it up.
What the hell?
That's your prophecy table. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Whenever you click on any sort of prophecy and it's achieved, you then hit A to claim and you'll get rewards. So this gives you 3 nectars, so you'll have a total of 5.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep, and then as soon as you keep going through, that's whenever you finally do a complete run. And then you have ones that have certain requirements. One for meeting all the gods, and then you'll have ones for using all weapons, things like that. Obtaining all boons from a certain god, things like that.
Oh, this is all codex stuff. Okay. These are all the minor ones. So now I have 5.
You'll get way more as time goes on.
Yep. For now, you could spend your darkness on the mirror. And if you don't have enough keys.
Yeah, you're gonna need a couple more, so that will unlock more upgrades that you can do. So right now you can only just do the increased rewards for darkness. You can do the upgraded health and upgraded death defines once you get that point, or the additional dashes.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest getting greater reflexes because it would give you 2 dashes in a row.
Yep.
And then I
Death
can
Defiance,
upgrade my shadow presence.
Yeah, Death Defiance is mainly going to be the expensive ones that you're going to do, but once you do enough runs and you stack up a ton of darkness, or you do enough to exchange some, then that's when you can kind of go balls to the mirror, I should say, for for upgrading that, which will allow you to
allows me to heal every time I enter a new chamber, basically.
Yep.
Which one should I do? I think Shadow Presence is probably good for now. That way I can get more and more shadow.
Yep.
Well, that one increases your damage from behind.
Oh.
Yes. If you're attacking from behind, that increases your damage. Honestly, if you're wanting to prolong your HP to keep it up at a certain rate whenever you fight bosses, just do your vitality one.
Yep.
Well, now it's at max.
Yep.
And I should probably just do one more in that, and there we go.
Yep.
Because I think it all depends on where the weapon hits from, not necessarily where I throw the weapon from.
Yeah, it's as long as you're hitting a certain point on an enemy, that's when certain effects trigger.
All right, so looks like you're going to get a cutscene with now because they're asking you to rest.
It is the dead of night, or the approximation of it in the realm of Hades. Prince of the underworld, Zagreus, rises from a fitful slumber, with much mischief on his mind.
Mischief? Me? I was just going to have a little look through Father's stuff.
All is quiet at this time. Ever-dreaming Hypnos put a spell upon the house, as willful Zagreus had asked of him. All are fast asleep, save for the prince. It is exactly as he planned.
Lower your voice, old man. I'm trying to be sneaky here.
Oh, almost passed one.
Ventures toward the stately throne of his lord father, half expecting to be caught, but ill expecting what he is about to find.
I said shut up, old man.
He does not know exactly what he seeks. He only knows that something always has felt off to him, that he does not belong. Who is he, really? Lord Hades never would indulge such questions, so Prince Zagreus would find out for himself.
I'm not listening.
He rifles
There you
through
go.
his lord father's possessions. There is not much of any import there. Ledgers and administrative parchment work. Correspondence from Olympus which he had ignored. No trace of any reference to his son. But then, there is the note. Written finally in a hand and voice the likes of which the prince had never seen or heard.
Hades, I can no longer tolerate my life here in this place. So I'm leaving, even if it kills me. I won't be returning to Olympus. If there is a place where I belong in this world, it must be somewhere between heaven and hell. Perhaps it's on the coast and has a little garden. Take care of Cerberus. I shall miss him. Persephone.
Oh shit! This comes from the. Oh, this comes from one of the Greek books. Holy shit!
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This confirms who his mother is.
Yeah, Persephone.
Did Prince of the Underworld Zagreus absorb the contents of this hidden letter, written in his mother's hand?
Okay, so this next bit is interesting.
My mother's hand? Wait, what? You're saying this Persephone, that she's my mother? But father always said that Nyx was that liar. He lied to me. They both did. All my life.
Thus did the prince discover, inadvertently, the well-kept truth about his lineage. Entirely by chance, this did occur.
The narrator revealed the truth by accident.
He kind of just like didn't say spoiler alert. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
The underworld. Where had she gone? And why? Engulfed by newfound questions and his rage, the prince decided to confront his lord and master.
Yeah, there was a.
You... Why? You're... Nyx, you're not my mother. All this time, you and my father, you lied to me?
Oh, my dear child. So now you know. So now you know. But only half the truth. I can explain the rest, so... Please. It never was my wish to hurt you.
I can't remember what the books were called, but
I wonder, will you even remember me?
I know Zagreus in actual Greek mythology actually died before he could ever actually take his place as Prince of the Underworld. And he was reborn. And he was
That's the same,
reborn. Hmm.
That's essentially what happens in the story here. He was pronounced dead at birth, but it was then the reason why the events of the story kind of takes place. I won't spoil it because it's kind of like they explain it a little bit whenever you actually do your first clear. So I won't spoil it.
You know something, boyo? I think you could do a real number on one of these columns, holding up this place and bring the whole thing down in just a few swipes. Boom, boom, boom. And hate to be standing near one of them if you did.
So definitely talk to Skelly like this,
Crafted architecture every chance I get.
because he tells you about like hints of like strategies you can use.
Yep.
Like he just told you about attacking pillars to cause rocks to fall.
For you, mate. Thought you might get a kick out of this.
For me, pal? Awful nice of you, just awful nice. But guess what? I got this for you. Tit for tat, you understand? A deal's a deal.
Cheers, mate.
Yep.
His lucky tooth, which gives you a weaker but still extra death defy.
What's this one here?
You can only equip one at a time, right?
Yes.
Yep.
However, each time that you do a floor or a room with each artifact, it does upgrade it. Whenever you meet that certain requirement, they can be upgraded usually a couple of times. So with Skelly's, his gets a little bit better as you do more runs with it. Same with any other artifact, but his will be a little bit more health each time that you clear through.
Yep.
Just need one more for this, and this time it wants me to use the bow, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Because I have a couple other of these,
Essences? Or, no, nectars, that's what it is.
yeah, the nectars to give. Unfortunately, Nyx isn't here for me to give one to. Wonder... No, Meg doesn't
She'll be
want
back
one.
after probably another run. Each
It'll be
NPC kind
there.
of cycles through randomly, so you can give them to like ones like if Medusa was there or Achilles or anybody else that shows up.
You have access to both Hypnos and Achilles right now, I think. You can give them one.
Whilst its chthonic residents look on in awe of him.
He's not really that great.
The only one I think I'm missing right now is Thanatosis because I haven't gotten everything
Cause
yet.
of death, liver failure. Alright.
Hey, Achilles. Look, this really isn't much, but here.
This really is for me? You beat me to it then, as I had meant to give you this when next we spoke. Please, take it.
Thanks so much, sir.
Myrmidon Bracer.
I think
And what does
that
the plus
reduces-
heart thing do anyway?
It helps with your conversations, which gives them more dialogue for you.
Yeah.
And certain ones help with like story stuff too.
Yep. It's a relationship thing.
Excuse me.
Alright.
There we go.
Surprise, Hypnos. I got you this.
Whoa, 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 you can't bring that in here. Just kidding. Thanks. But wait, I'll trade you. Look.
Cheers, Hypnos.
Oh no, he's the one that gives you the coin purse. So you might have been right on. You might have been right.
Yeah,
on
because
that.
they're brothers or cousins or whatever.
Yeah.
And Thanatos and Charon are closely related.
So you can give one to Cerberus, but he won't give you anything more until later.
Yeah. You just get different interactions with them.
Yep.
Should I save the ones that I have for like if the others come in then?
Save them for NPCs that you haven't interacted with that you haven't given gifts to, and then they'll give you more reward. They'll give you the rewards for like their keepsakes and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
like some NPCs only show up certain times depending on like how your run went or how or what happened in the run to cause them to show up in the House of Hades.
Well, I've already given Hades a
yeah, his you're not gonna get right now.
Yeah, he just requires story progression.
Alright, well then, yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything for now, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, I can't really do anything here. I mean,
The
the
only
Great Hall stuff is just.
The only thing to do now is do another run.
Yep.
Well, it has been past an hour. It's almost an hour 15, actually. So I mean, we could always do another episode if you guys wanted to. But I do believe Austin's been trying to do some raids in Pokemon.
I've been doing stuff with the background, and the person I'm raiding with is just letting me know whenever they come up, so I don't mind recording there.
All right, well, let's should we end off in the bedroom or in the training room?
I'd say end off in the training room. That way we can think about what weapon we want to look at next time, and we'll take it from there.
Alright, well, here we are in the training room. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you on the next Mystery Mondays. And remember, you don't lose, you learn. Gamers, game on.
Game on.